Hi guys, welcome back my channel. Today I will review The Young and the Restless next day about October 13th. Are you ready? Okay, now let's find out.
The Young and the Restless spoilers recorded that in Genoa, Wisconsin, Victoria Newman and Nick Newman had mixed reactions to their younger brother's decision. Victoria took it as a sign of hope and suggested that Nick and her father should be glad that Adam wanted to cut ties. Nick doubted, seeing Adam's choice as the first step in a new game. Victor Newman remained disappointed with his son Cliff Wilson for many years while he lived with his mother, Hope Wilson, on a ranch in Kansas. Victor didn't like the implied comparison Adam made with Albert Miller, but it really wasn't. No, Adam was thinking about himself. The first part of this arc feels as if it has been written for a while. Certainly, one day Adam is expected to regain his famous surname. But the pursuit focuses on whatever he is planning or will convince himself to do, likely to come first. The Newman family should be wary. Chelsea may need to protect themselves. As for Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, she seems worried about whatever happens to the man she recently told her to love like not. Adam will likely reconnect with her this fall, when Mr. Wilson performs his latest bizarre move. At the Crimson Lights, Elena paused when she spotted Nate. They shyly greeted each other, and he commented that he was glad she was okay, as she hadn't answered his calls after she actually ran away from seeing him the day before. Elena stammered that she couldn't cope. Nate says that if she's willing to listen, then he needs to say something. Soon after, Lily entered the cafe and ran into Nate, who surmised that she was mad at him. She lectured that the Nate she knew would never sleep with his cousin's girlfriend. She recounts that Nate took care of Devon like a brother when Hillary died, and she doesn't understand why Nate violated Devon's trust. Lily says that after all they've been through, they need each other, but their family is broken up overnight. She was so glad her father wasn't there to see it. Hey, he's still the Avenger. His first name is still Adam and his father's blood runs through Victor's veins. If Adam wants to believe or anticipate, legally dropping the Newman moniker will make his life easier, so is it, as Victoria said. But Nick was right in questioning what Adam was really doing because of all that had happened in the past. The sudden departure of Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan, from Adam's life is welcome if one chooses to believe what Adam is saying. Current love and his son, Connor Newman, Judah Mackey, disappearing at this point is not a good omen. Chance Chancellor Donnie Boaz has turned down both offers of his estranged friend. Nate regrets the suffering he has caused, and he understands if Lily hates him, because he hates himself. He thinks he deserves whatever he has lost, and she asks if his hands are healing. He calls it a temporary setback and he refuses to complain about the injury as it would never have happened if he didn't do the impossible. Lily sympathized with the feeling of being true to herself after doing something indisputable, witnessing what her actions had done to her brother. She points out that there is still hope, because Devon has finally forgiven her, and everything can happen if he does. Amanda was surprised to meet Devon at Grand Phoenix because she thought he was in New York. He mentioned that he had been traveling overnight, but he came back for a meeting at the hotel. He confirmed that he had signed with the artist he came to see, and he told her that she had missed out on a fun trip. Amanda commented that he seems to have partied a lot. Devon replied that he's just having a good time and enjoying life, which he sees as a better way to go than he did before. Amanda thinks that Devon seems to be doing everything to alleviate the pain, but he explains that musicians just love to party. She expressed concern because she had heard about what he had to go through after Hillary's death. He admits he took the medicine, but he pledges not to continue that path. Amanda suspects he is being torn apart more than he allowed, and she urged him to speak with a friend instead of denying what's going on inside. She offered to treat him a good meal to thank him for all the support he had given her since she knew Hillary was her sister. Elena admits that she did something terrible, but she never knew that Devon was deliberately ruthless. She surmised that he was trying to punish her, and she told him that he had achieved his goal. Devon says he's just trying to free Elena, and he wonders why she doesn't accept that. She vowed that she would undo what happened to Nate if she could, as it gave her stomachache. She cried that Devon was nothing but good to her and gave her something precious. Elena remembers that she was still struggling with her mother's death when she and Devon met, and that she spent all her time looking after Jet as an excuse to avoid everyone. Elena credits Devon with helping her return to the land of the living, and she thinks that she will do the same for him by helping him heal the losses of Hillary, the baby, and Neil. Elena swears that all she wants is for him to feel safe and protected, and that's why she's on his side to assure him that everything will be all right. She added that Devon gave her someone to love and fight, and that he meant it all to her. So why did you throw everything away? Devon asks to know. Devon agrees that what he and Elena shared has changed his world and is very real, but it's not realistic enough to prevent her from having sex with Nate. Devon does not understand how things would go if she loved Devon and had no feelings for Nate. Devon refuses to believe it saved Jared's life, as she could turn to Devon if she needed someone to lean on, but instead she made a sober choice to cross the line with him with her last name. Devon spat that Elena had chosen it on him and on them, and he would not forgive that. He walked out the door when Elena cried. Lily is surprised to find Billy still at the office. He said he waited for her, and he hoped she wouldn't avoid him after her conversation with Victoria. Lily mentioned that Victoria voiced her concern about how Billy's treatment of Adam in the future would affect Chancecom. Billy insisted that he had agreed to run everything by Lily, and she swore she believed in what they had as partners and friends. He suggested taking the partner out to dinner to talk about food and alcohol, as nothing was more important. She asked him if he wanted to talk about dinner or conversation, and he replied, both. At the society, Billy told Lily about Adam's latest speech about changing his way of life. Lily was not worried about Chancecom being attacked if Adam was going to do something. She intends to continue with cautious optimism, as she believes that everyone has the capacity to change and become a better person. Billy admired her ability to see the best in people and her readiness for a second chance. She calls her and Billy the king and queen of second chance, and she doesn't think they'll be in business together if she can't know how hard he worked to become the man like that time. Billy wasn't sure what Lily felt like to think she knew him. Lily applauded the power Billy showed by pulling himself out of the downward spiral and turning his life around. He joked that she would ruin his reputation as a big spoiler, and the compliments annoyed him. She teased that she saw through him, and he replied that he was glad she did. Billy and Lily are waiting for the elevator in Grand Phoenix. He thanked her for having dinner with him. She repeated his words about how well she read him, and she thought he could read her too. She mentions when he calls her about thinking of kissing him, and she says they shouldn't. He remembered him agreeing to leave the topic. Lily climbed the elevator, and Billy followed. I'm not going now, do I? Lily growled, and she approached him when the elevator doors closed. Chelsea held Miles in her arms as Chloe ordered her food. Chloe turned the subject of her idea to the fashion line. Chloe reiterated her idea of Chelsea working under an alias to avoid her association with Adam, and she thinks they might create the subject of a secret identity with an animal brand name. Taste to convey a mystery to entice people. Chelsea wanted to sleep with the idea at a hotel that night, but Chloe insisted that Chelsea stay there. Chloe added that she doesn't just have nocturnal intentions, she thinks Chelsea should move in. Chelsea hesitated to accept the offer, but Chloe was sure her whole family would be happy to have Chelsea there. Kevin arrived home and Chloe informed him that she had just invited Chelsea to share a bed with them. Chelsea added that she had yet to agree, and Kevin questioned why someone deliberately moved into the house with the baby. He insisted that he really wanted her to stay, for the day he learned of her breaking up with Adam. Kevin invited Chelsea to choose his wing. Then Chloe put Miles on the bed, and Kevin announced that he had food in the kitchen. Kevin hopes that it will become a party when Bella learns that Chelsea will live with them. Chelsea thanked him, because that's exactly what she needed. Chloe thinks it's good to be surrounded by interested people, and Kevin vows to do everything he can to help Chelsea get rid of Adam. Chelsea thought the breakup was too long, because then Adam pushed her too far. Chelsea claims that Adam is her own. Adam went to Chancellor Communications, and Billy waited for him to fight. Adam revealed that he went there to request a truce. Adam claims that he is somewhat grateful to Billy for giving the article to the world that Adam is a freak because it forces him to face the terrible things he has done. Adam went on to say that he doesn't want to go that path anymore, and that he likes to pour bad blood into the past and leave it there. Suspicious Billy asked if Adam wanted Billy not only to believe that he was a changed man, but to forgive him as well. The first part of this arc feels as if it has been written for a while. Certainly, one day Adam is expected to regain his famous surname. But the pursuit focuses on whatever he is planning or will convince himself to do, likely to come first. The Newman family should be wary. Chelsea may need to protect themselves. As for Sharon Newman, she seems certain to care about whatever happens to the man she recently told her to love like not. Adam will likely reconnect with her this fall, when Mr. Wilson performs his latest bizarre move. Channel Y&R is the premier source for everything related to The Young and the Restless. Check back often for news and releases Y&R.